It's wonderful. It's marvelous. Get it? Do you get it?
Wait, what are we seeing again?
Captain Marvel. Welcome to Drawing Conclusions. I'm Jessica.
I'm Josh.
And we are, in fact, reviewing Captain Marvel.
That's right, the new movie from Marvel Studios.
Yeah. Okay, Josh, what did you think of this movie?
I actually really liked this movie. I thought it was a really good show. I thought Brie Larson did a good job as Carol Danvers / Captain Marvel. Or
Plus Veers.
Yeah, Veers.
What did I just say? What word did I say?
Splash Veers? I don't know. Something crazy. You tried to say slash, but it came out splash.
Slash, there's a good 90s reference.
Hey, that's true. Anyway, she was really good. Samuel L. Jackson was really good again as Nick Fury for the umpteenth time.
Yeah.
Jude
But
Law,
like playing
really
Nick
good.
Fury in a different way, like a...
Yeah.
You know, he's obviously younger because this movie does take place in the 90s.
Right, he hasn't been around the block as many times and seen all the crazy crap he's seen yet.
So you see the future Nick Fury in there.
Start to come out.
The one who's
Right.
like tougher, more cynical and everything, but he's not like that. So I liked that. I liked that you saw a different Nick Fury.
Yep. I did too. Jude Law, also in this. He does a really good job. Unfortunately, I don't remember his character's name right off the top of my head right now. I don't remember.
Did they tell us?
They do. I unfortunately have drawn a blank. Anyway, yeah, Annette Bening does a really good job in her small part in this as Marvel. You know, that one's sort of a gender swap because Marvel was always, you know, a guy in the comics and some cartoons, but whatever. That I thought was no big deal.
Well, but she also played... Well, is this giving stuff away? I don't want to give anything away.
We'll stop right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn does a really great job in his role. I won't spoil that one. You know, Lee Pace shows up as Ronan the Accuser and still menacing.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. But I like this movie. I thought it was really good. I like some of the 90s, a lot of the 90s nods, actually. I mean, Blockbuster Video. Come on. Gotta love that.
Come on, son.
Download speeds, snail's pace, good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Wi-Fi disconnect, or you know,
well, there was
internet,
no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no Wi-Fi. Internet
the
disconnect.
dial-up modem.
The dial-up modem crashing. Alta Vista, that was a good one. I like that one personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great things in this show. Special effects were really cool. When she starts flying around, I thought that was really pretty sweet. Powers displayed were really pretty fantastic. I think they did some really good special effects stuff in this one. I could have used a little bit more of it, but that's just me. Anyway, but yeah, I liked a lot of things about this show. I liked the story a lot and the way that they handled Carol Danvers, who she is now versus who she was, and trying to put those pieces back together. I thought that was really well done. How about you?
I thought this movie was great. I really enjoyed it. I was a little nervous before we saw it. I was worried that it may be... I'd read some things about it, not from like the internet trolls like who've been trashing this movie for forever, but actually, you know, I'd seen some things from other reviewers whose opinions I respect, even if I don't always agree with them. And there were some mixed bag reviews, people feeling like it was okay, you know. Nobody said it was terrible, but just people were like, it was just kind of okay.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I'm not going to enjoy this very much. But actually, I enjoyed it a ton. I really liked it. I laughed a lot. I thought there was a lot of humor.
Yeah, there was a lot of good humor in there. Plus Phil Coulson. What?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, you forgot to mention the best part of the movie, which was seeing Clark Gregg as Phil Coulson.
Yep.
Why does everybody love Phil Coulson so much?
He was great in the other shows.
I don't.
He needs to come back into the movies.
I do too. I'm just saying I love Phil Coulson, but it's like, I think we could dedicate an entire podcast in the future to talking about what is it about Phil Coulson that makes you love him so much. Anyway, but and played by the great Clark Gregg. But yeah, I thought, you know, I was concerned like, is Brie Larson going to be able to carry a whole movie basically on her shoulders? Although Samuel L. Jackson is in it a lot, so she's not really doing it on her own. But
she's the title character.
But yeah, she's the title character, and it's like, can she do that? Well, I thought she did a great job as Carol Danvers. I thought she played her character with a lot of nuance. The character changed
Yes.
throughout the film. There was definitely a character arc. The character went on a journey. It was interesting. It was well paced. I thought the way that they handled the flashbacks was just really well done.
Yeah, I like that too. We talk about that in our podcast. Check it out.
A really, but it was a really good way to see Carol Danvers as in the past without getting bogged down in like these big long flashbacks.
Right.
You know,
there are
that
other
slow
shows
the narrative down.
that will remain nameless that
it,
handled that poorly.
Aquaman.
Shh, nameless.
But and I think a lot of shows struggle with that. It's a really difficult thing trying to show things that happened in the past without bogging down the narrative and making the whole thing come to a halt.
Yeah, grind it down.
But the story that they developed, they were able to bring that stuff in without it getting bogged down. I thought it was really cleverly done. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought the acting was good. I liked Lashana Lynch, I think, right, is her name, Lashana Lynch, who played Maria, Carol
Rambo.
Danvers' best friend. Yeah, I thought she was really good, and it was just, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I had a great time watching it.
Yeah.
Anything
I was not bored.
Anything you didn't like about this movie?
Well, like I said a little bit earlier, I could have used a little bit more special effects. Wow. But that's not to say that it was short of that. I just think I could have used some more fantastic craziness.
Yeah.
But as it was, it's still pretty awesome. So it's not really a complaint, just kind of a personal preference.
Right. Well, and I think that in the future with Captain Marvel, we'll maybe see.
I think so.
We might see it go even further, right? It's
I
like
think so.
She's just coming into her powers, really.
Right.
In this movie towards the end. Oh, I guess that was kind of a spoiler. Sorry.
Way to go.
But but we'll see more of it.
Yeah.
There are two
Post-credit scenes.
post-credit scenes. So stay for both of those, one mid-credit and one at the very end.
Yep.
What rating would you give this movie?
3.5. I think is a good solid 3.5. It's a really good movie. I wouldn't put it in the 4 or 5 range. I mean, it wasn't like super great, totally awesome, mind blowing, but it was a really good, solid movie that I would totally watch again.
I am going to give it a 4.
All right.
I've been thinking about it since we talked about this in the car just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked it, and I'm looking forward to watching it again. I think it was really good. And I think it's something that our kids will really enjoy. We can watch it as a movie, as a family.
Yeah.
You know, and it was good.
I did like that about there. It's like barely any harsh language in the show. I thought it was pretty clean. I mean, there's some violence, obviously,
Right.
and a lot of that is sci-fi. In fact, I think all of it is.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I think this is a cool movie, and I would totally recommend seeing it. And can't wait to see it again.
Yeah, and definitely it's worth seeing on the big screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of pretty cool stuff in it.
It's worth shelling out the bucks to go see it in the theater. So Josh, tell us about this picture that you did.
Well, trying to showcase Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, being the big hero of the show, and from what I remember reading, in the comic books I did read, she was kind of a very large, strong character, large in like her presence. And so really wanted to play up the power. And I like this picture that they had of some of the promotional art early on. And I kind of, changed some stuff with the hair a little bit. Not a lot, but I thought it was a really cool photo and I tried to do a representation of it. And I included Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson, Clark Gregg, and Jude Law. Even though Coulson doesn't have a whole lot of screen time in this, it's Coulson. You got to put it on there. Anyway, but I just wanted to do like a really cool poster with some, space and stars and stuff like that. And
yeah, I just love the light, the glow all around her, and
I had a lot of fun doing this. This was as you can see, starting off with a pencil, moving into the airbrush, and blacks and whites and stuff like that, and really bringing it together. And I was a little worried how this one would turn out, but I'm happy with it, and I think it turned out really nice.
And then after airbrush, you go back in with the colored pencil, right?
Colored pencil and opaque white gouache for highlights, and to really make the whites really just kind of burst and really glow.
Well, I think it's beautiful. I
Thanks.
really love it. All right, we are done.
Yes.
So, but before you go, make sure that you like this video,
share it,
comment,
and subscribe.
subscribe to our channel, and get your friends to subscribe. Everyone, just to say everyone's doing it.
I know, right?
That's
also, it's free.
Exert some peer pressure.
Yeah, there you go. Do it. Do it. Be like the emperor. Do it. Yeah. Subscribe, share, like, comment. We'd love to hear from you. Also, check us out on Patreon. You can get our podcast, The Drive Home, where we talk about the movie immediately following our viewing of said films.
Yep.
And get our first, hot take, I guess you want to call it that way. Such a crappy phrase. Anyway. But, yeah. Anyway.
All right. Thanks.